This show is sponsored by MidasResources.com, your trusted source for precious metals since 1996. Call Midas today at 1-800-686-2237.
What is up? Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 28 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, rosacea, eczema, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it's a renewing system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you. We welcome your phone calls on The Bright Side. 855-660-4261 is our call-in number, 855-660-4261. If you've got questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, the longevity products, formulation, skincare products, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, or if you have a success story you'd like to share, 855-660-4261 is your call-in number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products, or if you want to purchase any of the Beyond Organic products, fermented dairy products, cheese without the allergens, without the toxicity, you can head over to brightsideben.com, my website. Pull down on the shopping cart all the longevity and Beyond Organic products. Should be up at brightsideben.com. You can also call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470 and order products via telephone. And while you're on the phone, ask them about joining the Brightside Ben team for a one-time $10 fee. You can start yourself a longevity business and join my team and help me in my mission to educate the world about how important a good nutritional supplement program can be. You can call them up at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. Also, I want to encourage you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories as well as blog posts. Thank you to my webmaster, Robert Lundgren. And again, our call-in number today is 855-660-4261. Try to call in early so we can get to as many calls as possible. It's much more difficult. It's much more difficult to give you guys the kind of phone treatment I'd like to give you if I'm rushing through phone calls. So please try to call in early so we can get to as many calls and give you the full treatment, the good treatment at 855-660-4261. We don't have to rush through the calls. All right, so we are talking skin diseases, skin issues as it relates to fats in the diet. Later on, we're going to get to some amino acids. Skin-relevant amino acids, I should say. But for now, I want to talk about how fats relate to the skin, how fats in the diet relate to the skin, and really how fats relate to skin cells. This is one of the great misunderstandings about the health of the skin. When we look at the skin, it looks like this inert covering that's just sitting there. And this leads us, and our medical professionals for that matter, whom we trust to know better, this leads us all to treat the skin as some kind of sheet or just a coating, a covering. But the skin is not a sheet. It's not a coating. It's not a covering, even though it may function that way. The skin is an organ, like your heart or your liver or your spleen. And we know, like all organs, it is a living, dynamic, throbbing, growing, morphing system. And the living, dynamic components that are responsible for the health or the lack thereof in the skin is the same or are the same living components that are responsible for the health or the lack thereof of the liver and lungs and spleen and heart and brain and any other part of the body. What components are those? The cells. This is so important, you guys. All disease is cell disease. Your doctor's not going to tell you this because, as we've said so many times on this program, medicine is helpless at the level of a cell. It can drug a cell. It can poison a cell. It can block a cell from doing what it's supposed to be doing. It can jack up a cell's chemistry artificially, pharmaceutically. But at the end of the day, if all disease is cell disease, there's absolutely zippo nada nothing a doctor can do to improve the health of a cell. And if all disease is cell disease, and actually all cell disease is cell membrane disease, that means all skin diseases are diseases of the cell and the cell membrane, all skin diseases. And if you think I'm getting too sciencey here on you, I just got to tell you, this is where our health begins. And we're not going to be able to stay healthy unless we understand how to keep our cells healthy. Whether we're talking acne, eczema, psoriasis, or even wrinkles, or even dark spots, or even just plain old accelerated skin aging. It's all skin cells that are messed up. Even skin cancer itself is a skin cell disease, whether we're talking melanoma or basal or squamous cell carcinomas. It's a skin cell issue. And this is why dermatology doesn't work. Dermatology, like all medicine, doesn't work. The failures of dermatology are especially egregious because dermatologists only have two options to help us with our skin. Aside from surgery, they can suppress our immune system or they can kill bacteria, and that's pretty much it. Do you realize that the modern dermatological remedies, protocols, prescriptions, nostrums, whatever you want to call them, are the exact same strategies that a dermatologist in 1930 or 1940 or 1950 would have used? Perhaps the names of the drugs have changed, but sometimes they haven't even changed. Tetracycline, erythromycin, prednisone, cortisol. These are all remedies from the 1940s and 1950s, and your dermatologist is still using them today. Obviously, there's something wrong. Dermatology can suppress the immune system, it can kill bacteria, and that's pretty much it, and that's pretty much all it's ever been able to do. If you ask your dermatologist about psoriasis, he's going to say, oh, well, we don't know what causes psoriasis. Causes are unknown. Or maybe if he's up on genetics, he'll say, oh, well, it's genetic. Of course it's genetic. Everything's genetic. But that doesn't mean it's genes that cause the problem. Genes are responsible for producing everything in the body, but not causally. They themselves respond to the environment that the cells are sitting in, especially the nutritional environment and the toxicity or non-toxicity environment, hopefully. But once you understand the nature of the cell and the cell membrane, understanding the nature of skin diseases is simple. Cells, like everything that's alive, need the correct environment to grow in, period. You and I need the correct environment to grow in. Our pet dogs and cats and gerbils and hamsters need the correct environment to grow in. Our houseplants need the correct environment to grow in. Why should it be different for our cells, which are the fundamental unit of life? They need the correct environment to grow in, period. If we're sick, our cells don't have the correct environment to grow in. They don't need Ritalin. They don't need prednisone. They don't need Pradaxa. They don't need diazide or antihypertensive drugs or beta blocker drugs. They need the correct environment to grow in, period. Whether we're talking joint cells, kidney cells, brain cells, finger cells, heart cells, or any of the 200 plus different types of cells in our body, including skin cells. Skin diseases are no different than any other diseases. They're just located in a different part of the body. Skin diseases are cellular diseases. They are cell and cell membrane diseases. Skin diseases mean somewhere in the skin, cells have been subjected to an environment they cannot thrive in. So what does the cell need to thrive on? It needs oxygen, it needs to drain away its wastes, and it needs essential nutrients, i.e. the mighty 90 essential nutrients that you get in the Healthy Start Pack. You guys, we are way, way overthinking this. The medical model of diagnosing and testing and knocking out the immune system, killing bacteria, is useless and it is impotent. That means it doesn't work. And even worse, because it can lead to completely avoidable systemic internal health issues, it's potentially tragic too, because it doesn't address the underlying issues that can ultimately lead to cancer, to heart disease, to diabetes, to kidney disease, and all the other awful ways the body breaks down when we follow our doctor's orders. And I know it can be hard not to listen to the doctor. It's not your fault. They use scare tactics. They use diagnoses and language to intimidate. This is why you got so much polysyllabic Latin gibberish all over in the medical model. Hang tight. I'll continue this, and when we come back from a break, take your phone calls as well. 855-660-4261 is our number. Got lines open for you. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll be back after this.
A little over a year ago, I began to do a lot of research into why, even if I had a pretty good-sized meal, that I was still starving. And my research led me to a well-known fact that most of the soils that we grow our crops on here in the United States and across the industrialized world are almost completely depleted of almost all of the key minerals and trace elements that our bodies need to rebuild themselves, fight off cancer, and be healthy. I then searched out the best vitamin and mineral company out there and discovered Youngevity. The Youngevity products are designed to give you the real nutrition you need, and once you've got that, you don't have to eat as much to be satisfied. And I've lost 37 pounds in 2 months, simply getting the vitamins and minerals I need. Check it out for yourself. It's incredible. Go to InfoWarsTeam.com today and order your first canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine Complete Multivitamin Mineral Complex Dietary Supplement. That's InfoWarsTeam.com.
Mike Stenerson from Midas Resources. At no time in history have precious metals been more important, certainly not in my 22 years in the industry. The dollar has lost over 90% of its value in the last 60 years. No fiat currency has ever survived the government printing presses. Ours is not immune. The time is now to be proactive. 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Anything tied to the dollar is at risk. CDs, annuities, 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, you name it, so decide. Do you want to leave a legacy of wealth or debt for your family? The choice is yours. Call me at 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 116. Be proactive, not reactive. Call 1-800-686-2237, extension 116.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Not just an alternative to the mainstream media. We're the premier independent talk radio network. We are GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Love to hear from you on the bright side. Our number is 855-660-4261. If you have a success story you want to share, I know they're out there because I hear them all the time. If you share your success story, you can help other folks who are listening in, especially folks who are listening in for the first time. I've seen the success stories now for 17 years. People getting off their medication, people losing scads of weight, up to 100, 150 pounds.